What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Sauce It Up, the Wingman, where we take your regular recipes, classics, and we sauce it up, baby. So today what we're going to do is we're going to prepare baked wings with two different sauces, a homemade buffalo, homemade barbecue sauce. But before we get to the sauce, we're going to split this pack open. We have whole wings here. I'm going to show you guys exactly where to split them at the joint to get the flat in the drum, and you turn a pack of whole wings into double the amount of wings and feed a few more people. So we're going to get this done, then we're going to season them up, get them in the oven, get those sauces together, sauce them, put them back in the oven. So that'll be step one, and when we're done with that, we'll get on to the famous, succulent, baked mac and cheese. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna split these whole wings up. The best way to find that perfect spot to where you split the wing, get that easy slice with your knife, is to basically separate the whole wing, hold it by the drum and separate the flat, and then you just find that sweet spot. Might take a second, might take some time and some reps, but it's a very easy cut. As soon as you find that spot, it cuts clean through it. As long as you have a nice knife, be careful. Have a good sharp knife, you can make that cut really easily. So I've been doing this for a long time, so I can get through them pretty fast. So that's what you'll see now. Split, we're gonna start the seasoning process. First, I'm gonna line this cookie sheet with foil. We're gonna get some oil on that pan before it goes in the oven. But what we're gonna do now is get these wings on that pan and season them up. First step, I always go for the freshly squeezed lemon to get a nice citrus, little juice on there. That gets the flavor right on them first before we mix the seasonings. After the lemon juice, I go with Weber's Grill Master's Kickin' Chicken Seasoning. Basically, for my seasoning method is get enough to get a light coat over every wing. Just a light coat. That was garlic powder. Then we have onion powder, Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning. It's salt-free. I season with powders and not salts. The citrus from the lemon will give it a little acidity and a little the salt flavor that we're looking for. And then this is a nice seasoning to give it a little tang too. It's mojito lime. You only need a dash of that. It's a very strong flavored seasoning, but it adds like a very, very good flavor component to your wings. So just mix these right up. After we get a nice coat, feel like they're fully covered in the seasoning, mix them up real well. We'll start lining them up on pans and then get those in the oven. oven. Got them cooking at 400 degrees. We're gonna let them cook for about 25-30 minutes. Let them get done nice and cooked all the way through and get a little crispy, so when we add the sauces, they can go back in the oven, let those sauces really stick and marinate in those wings and get a real nice flavor. So stay tuned. Now we're getting into dish number 2, the baked mac and cheese. First step is already in progress. We got the macaroni noodles boiling on the stove. Now the key component to this is the Velveeta block of melt cheese. So we're gonna split this open and we're gonna slice and cube the Velveeta block so we can mix it with the macaroni and get it all melted together. It's gonna be really the cheese that is the most cohesive part of the mac and cheese. As you see, the ceremonious dab. So check this out. As you can see, now we have the Velveeta block all sliced. Now we're gonna separate it and get into the cubing part. We're gonna take each slice and then do another slice into 3s. Then we're gonna just split that down the middle. So we'll just now have 6 cubes from each piece. Separate those. And then once we get the macaroni in the pan, we're gonna mix those all in. So you'll see. Keep watching. Now those macaroni noodles are just about done. Just stirring them all up, making sure they're not sticking to each other or the pot. And then we're gonna drain this water, get those noodles into a pan, then start mixing in that cheese. Okay, we're getting these noodles into the pan. One thing you want to be mindful of, don't want to overcook your noodles because when they go in the oven, they're going to cook again. So when they get nice and tender, you see them once they swell up and they're nice and firm. Turn that pot down low, keep stirring, make sure they don't stick, because once again, you don't want to overcook them in the oven. So now I'm going to add a couple slices of butter just to make sure these noodles don't stick and start to create a little moisture in those noodles. We drained all the water, and since it's hot, it's gonna melt this butter pretty quickly. So after the butter, we're gonna season our noodles, season our macaroni. Today I'm gonna just use some of my just favorite seasonings, my go-tos. So it's gonna be today garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, black pepper, and then I'm also gonna use some minced garlic. So, check it out. Now that we have the seasoning starting to the macaroni, we're going to start adding our Velveeta cubes. Once we get those not in there, we're going to stir them up. It's going to start melting right away since this macaroni is piping hot, as you can see. Always, test your cube. Test a cube or two, make sure it's up to par. Make sure it's tasting right. Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, get those cubes of Velveeta added, then we're going to start stirring, and then just add more cheese. And the more cheese you add, the thicker things will get. So just add some milk. It can be any type of milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk. 2% right now, I have whole milk. I'm just adding a little bit here and there just to make sure the macaroni and the cheese stays creamy and doesn't get too thick during the mixing process. Now that we have all our cheeses added in here and all stirred up, you see it's nice, thick and cheesy. We're gonna get this covered up, get it in the oven here. Have the shredded cheese, Velveeta, seasonings, it's ready to go. Now, here's when we get to the name of the show. We sauce it up, baby. First things first, we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of butter here to get going for the base of the buffalo sauce. The buffalo sauce is pretty simple. It can be made and created just off simple items from the store. This is how we get down. So you just need some Frank's Red Hot. You're gonna let that butter melt, and then you're gonna just pour about a couple seconds of a pour of Frank's Red Hot. Get that pot like half full with some Frank's. Then we're gonna add some Hidden Valley Parmesan Ranch to that. We're also gonna add some garlic powder, minced onion, cayenne pepper, and crushed red pepper flakes. So it's a real simple and easy recipe to have some good hot wings and some good buffalo sauce. So check it out. Base for this sauce, Bubba Classic Frank's Red Hot. Now that we have all of the components of the sauce added to the pot, we got it to a nice boil. We're just gonna whisk that on up, stir it up, get that nice bright orange color, and you're done. Next up, we got the BB sauce, baby, the barbecue sauce. Same concept. We're gonna start off with a couple tablespoons of butter. Let that melt up. We're gonna add the famous Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. I like to add a little splash of the Sweet Baby Ray's teriyaki sauce as well. And then we're gonna do honey, some fresh honey, and Cajun seasoning will be right after the honey. After that, we're gonna get some hickory smoked flavor of Sweet Baby Ray's. I'm gonna add that because it's a little thinner and it's gonna like liquefy a little bit, get the perfect consistency, so the sauce won't be real thick. Once it heats up, it's gonna actually like marry all of these flavors together. So it's gonna be real nice once it's all said and done. Put some heat to it and let that thing get to boiling. Once again, now that all the flavor components are added up and it's boiling, whisk it up, stir it up, and there you have it. Sauce made. Sauce it up. Now we're gonna line our aluminum pan up. We're gonna get the wings out the oven, and we're gonna separate them so they can be sauced. Buffalo on one side, barbecue on another. So just getting this aluminum pan ready and prepared to do so. Get these wings out and get the sauce. So we're ready to sauce. I usually try to go just sauce a couple at a time in the pot, get them fully sauced, a little, extra sauce drip. Then we get them separated. So we're gonna start with the buffaloes. Then we'll get about 10, 15 of these sauced up, and then we'll switch over to barbecue. Just want to make sure we have an even amount of both for tonight's dinner. Yep, so now we've wrapped up the sauce and the buffaloes and the barbecues, getting the last few. You know, hey, sometimes you just gotta have one on sauce, just check your work. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good. Like always, clean that bone. Pause. And yeah, get those wings back in the oven now that they all sauced up. Voila, there you have it. Fresh out the oven. Got the barbecues and the buffaloes done. Wingman just sauced it up. Nah, I know y'all ain't forget about the mac and cheese. Here it is, fresh out the oven as well. Nice crispy layer of cheese melted. Oh, and it's creamy too. You can almost hear the cream. Well, yeah, we even had to take the mac and cheese and sauce it up. Thank you for tuning in on the first episode, the pilot of Sauce It Up with the Wingman. Hope to see you next time. Stay tuned for more episodes. Peace.